Welcome to the SMO Podcast. My name is Whitney, and today I'll be asking each guest 7 questions in 7 minutes. Here is the first look of our guest that will be speaking live on our stage. Look below to see what you'll say differently. And here is our next episode. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Whitney, and I am here with the SMO Podcast, and I'm here with Matthew Sayles today. Very excited to get into today's conversation. I think he has something special that you guys are going to want to go ahead and listen in on because I think this conversation is super important. We're dealing with systems and business and how you can really monetize through structure, through systems, and really creating that foundation for yourself. So, Matthew, for everyone that is watching, tell us who you are and what do you do?
Well, I thank you for that fantastic introduction. I am Matthew Sayles, and that's long and short of it. I help founders align with who they are meant to be, and help them align with the business that they're meant to build. You see, most businesses, when there's misalignment, when things aren't all working together, it can feel stressed out. You can feel a lot of pressure. You can feel very easily overwhelmed, and you feel like you hit a ceiling. Mm-hmm. But when you align with who you're supposed to be, what your business is supposed to be, you have clarity in your vision, clarity in your mission. You can then start to look at clarity on how you're messaging out to your ideal clients, who you should be messaging to, and you have all of this comes once you get that clarity in place, and then you start building up momentum faster and faster.
I love that. I love that so much. Tell us a little bit of how you started and what actually led you to take this path seriously.
Oh, I've always been, so I come from a technical background. I'm actually from the States, but I currently live in the UK. And the reason why I came over was I was a solutions architect, operational architect, and basically what that means is I deal with technical solutions, problem solving, and streamlining processes and technical solutions. And from the operational architect, I look at, okay, how do we organize this part of the business to be as efficient and effective as possible? And since setting up the business in the UK, or the trading subsidiary in the UK, it started performing. It was a smaller team, probably it was about 10 people, but we were outperforming a team of 50. And it's lessons like that that I've learned through my professional journey, that I've turned around and said, hey, you know what? Small businesses, the founders, when they hit a ceiling, and when they take a look at how they're organized, what they're supposed to be doing, you can make a huge difference. And my personal heart is for the smaller businesses. It's my conviction that it's the smaller businesses that actually bring about massive changes in local economies. And every person, every founder that I can work with and help them scale up, I'm actually making a difference in that local community, being salt and light and uplifting communities as a whole.
I love that you focus on the small businesses. What I would love to know from you is, for someone that maybe is a small business owner right now and they're feeling stuck, or they're feeling like they need more structure, they need a system that can really take them from where they are to where they want to go because they've hit a ceiling. And what would you say would be a system or two that they should apply right now, today?
Well, it's funny you asked that. I've gone through a bit of that process with one of my clients, and he asked a similar question. And I don't like answering that question, and here's the reason why. Because I firmly believe that all of it's first grounded in identity, then mission, then you can start to look at your message, and then your systems. Once you have those three in place, your systems become very clear. Your most powerful system, okay, is what you actually start saying no to.
Mm.
Okay. And so when you take a step back and be like, okay, this is who I am. This is who my business is meant to be. This is our mission here, right? And you get that clarified, and you start to say, okay, these are the people that I'm helping. This is how I'm helping them. And you look at your language and say, okay, am I reaching them where they're at, and help communicate to where they want to go, right?
Mm.
Once you have all that in alignment, and you have that very clear, it's easier to say no. And when I say systems, it's your daily steps, your daily rhythms that make the most impact. And so when you know where you're going, you can then easily take things step by step by step on a regular basis. But most people, they don't have the clarity up front,
Mm.
right? So
So for those
in my
daily
mind, there's no point
operations that
in.
you're talking about of,
Yeah,
things that we should be doing every day as a business owner, because you're speaking to the business owner right now, and I want to give them
sure.
clarity on like what are some things that we can be doing every single day to set us up to get clearer on those systems that you can provide for them.
Okay, that's a good question, and I appreciate you asking that. I think one thing that one thing that you can do, and that you should do, is first take a mindset shift, right? Your you have clients, but your most important client should be your business. Okay. And so what that means is, what are the needs of your business? And that's why I go back to the point of, let's get clarity around the identity, the mission. Let's get clarity around those things. But then what you do is you say, okay, now I'm setting aside time every day, right, to accomplish the tasks that move the needle for whatever I'm looking to accomplish. So that
Right.
could be, spend 30 minutes just generating leads, putting myself out there. It could be um, doing some practical elements, but you take that time and set it aside to work on your business, because it compounds. So you don't have to spend, all day or a whole week doing it. You take a little bit of time each day, and it's those regular rhythms that compound over time. It's like compounding interest. It generates momentum. It generates returns that really you wouldn't be able to expect if you just put your head down and just push
Yeah.
forward.
So I feel like what I'm hearing like is basically taking the small habits and
Mhm.
incrementally, adding them in. So over time you can build up to, creating the unique individualized systems for each person based on that identity, that mission and everything that you're speaking of.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And the most powerful thing that you can do, the most powerful system, is saying no to the things that you shouldn't be taking on.
I
And you
love
can't
that.
do that without all of those other things. And
I
so
love
there's
that because I
there's
feel like a lot of
practical
people are yes
systems.
people, so they
Yeah,
say it's hard to say no to the things that maybe don't align with you because you're just saying yes all the time. So maybe it doesn't actually serve you. So, what was that mindset shift for you? Because you talked a lot about like mindset and identity, but that being the foundation, what was like a mindset shift that changed for you?
I had to overcome the poverty mindset. So there is such a temptation especially when you are starting out or you're struggling with leads or clients or sales, you start taking on things that you shouldn't.
Mm.
Okay, because you just take and take and take and take, and it burns you out.
Mm.
But when you start saying no to the things that will distract you, you start saying no to the good things, it leaves space and opportunity for the best things. You know? And that's something that we all need to remind ourselves. And it's something that I needed to overcome in myself and not say, okay, I'm just going to take this job because it gives me extra work. In fact, actually, it became quite painful to take that to continue that work and finish that work because it was constantly distracting me from the more important things in my
Mm.
business and my life.
Yeah, I love this whole idea of like prioritizing the things that really matter to you and
Hmm.
saying no to anything
That's right.
that doesn't actually serve, what it is that you're trying to achieve or the result that you're looking to get. And you come
Yeah,
in and now you're the systems guy that can allow people to, take their business to the next level once they identify you know, their mission, who they are, what they really want, what they desire, and then say no to the things that don't serve that.
that's right.
I love this. So, Matthew, tell us, because I think I have a pretty good idea after hearing all the gems that you're dropping right now. But what is one transformation, and I'm sure there's many, but what is one transformation that you can provide for everyone that comes to you that you're working with and that you are continuing to provide for, the people that you serve?
I mean, one transformation really is honing in on who they're meant to be and who they're what they're meant to do and who their ideal customer is meant to be. And then we then look at how do we get in front of that ideal customer.
Mm.
And sometimes it's quite quick. Sometimes it takes a bit of a journey. I had one coaching client 2 weeks ago. Within half an hour, we fleshed out all of these things, and the next day he ended up finding his ideal client and connected with them and knew how to communicate himself to and communicate his services in a way that connected with them, and he closed that client almost immediately.
That's so good. So what would you say, because you're really helping, small business owners and
Mhm.
entrepreneurs get clarity on, the things that really serve them and the desire that they have, and then creating a roadmap to help them get there a little bit quicker. So I'd love to know from you, what does being seen and heard mean to you personally?
If I'm honest, for me, I prefer to stay in the background. I'm more comfortable in the background. I feel much more comfortable platforming somebody else and saying, "You can do it. You can achieve great things."
So, what does
Um,
being seen and heard mean to you personally to be able to help somebody else, you know, be seen and heard? What does doing that for somebody else mean to you?
I mean, the emotional reward it's amazing seeing somebody be able to step into what they're meant to accomplish, and start to gain momentum and gain confidence. Um, it's a it's just an amazing experience, and it's what gets me going,
I
really.
love that. I love that so much. I think, yeah, what you really were able to do today, and I think for those that are listening, is allow us to just get more clear on like, hey, I might need to go back and figure out, all the little things that really add up over time that I can now change today to, get further and get a lot, more clarity on what it is that I even want to do and how I'm going to set myself up financially and
Yeah.
systematically. So, Matthew, tell us, for everyone that is listening, like, any last words that you have for us and how can we connect with you?
Yeah. So just a quick one. When you do look at your identity, you do want to look at what you enjoy doing, what makes you come alive, you know, um, and then also identify what drains you, what activities drain you, and you start to hone in and take those things away. And as far as how to get in contact with me, you can either reach out to me on LinkedIn or find me on my website and book a short strategy call, and we can evaluate your situation and see how we can help.
I love that. Thank you so much, Matthew. It was a pleasure having you on the podcast. And I think that, what you're really creating is something very special for business owners to really, just get more clear on their passion and their purpose and to be able to now do that and apply that. So make sure for everyone that is listening, make sure you get connected with Matthew. Make sure you go ahead and pick his brain. And I am just so grateful to connect with you. I know that you are also a speaker on our platform, so I'm looking forward to seeing you on more stages and know that for everyone that's listening, make sure you go ahead and join one of our stages because you'll be able to see Matthew live in action on a bigger
Absolutely.
scale. So thank you for being here and looking forward to seeing more.
And thank you as well.
Absolutely. Great job, Matthew. I love
Thank
it.
you.
So a lot of today of what you'll see